has an oxidizing property, and the options are chlorine, carbon 4 oxide, sulfur 4 oxide, and hydrogen chloride. With respect to these options, the one that has the capacity or the ability to bleach moist litmus paper is chlorine because of its oxidizing ability. So it's able to bleach moist litmus paper. So the answer to question number 4 is A, which is chlorine. Which of the following is not readily soluble in water? Sodium carbonate, B, lead nitrate, C, calcium carbonate, D, potassium chloride. All carbonates are insoluble except sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is soluble. Lead nitrate, all nitrates are soluble in water. Calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is not soluble in water because all carbonates are insoluble in water except sodium and barium. So here, calcium carbonate is not soluble in water. Chloride, potassium chloride. All chloride are soluble except silver chloride, copper chloride, mercury 1 chloride, etc. So the answer to this question is C, which is calcium carbonate, because calcium carbonate is insoluble in water. Petroleum. The origin of petroleum is still not clear. It is generally agreed that petroleum has organic origin. It is generally believed that petroleum is formed by the gradual decomposition of marine plants and animals that incorporated in the sediments and rocks formed at the bottom of the sea. Composition of petroleum. Composition of petroleum varies with the location of the oil field. Nevertheless, it is essentially a complex mixture of different types of hydrocarbons, which can be separated by fractional distillation into simpler units, which are gaseous, liquid, solid, such as methane, ethane, propane, etc. Nigerian and world crude oil reserves. World crude oil reserves are in Asia, most of it concentrated in the Middle East. Other Asian countries rich in oil are China and Indonesia. Nigerian crude oil reserves, since it was first discovered at LIBERIA in 1956, crude oil has brought in much money to Nigeria. Exploration and drilling of crude oil. The exploration is done by mapping the rock layers and detect possible oil-bearing areas. Crude oil is extracted by drilling deep holes or wells into the ground. The crude oil has to be pumped out. It is then stored in large steel tanks until it is sent to oil refineries by pipelines or tankers. Fractional distillation of crude oil. In this process, it is separated into different portions called fractions on the basis of their differential boiling point. What are we talking about here? That means petroleum or crude oil, which is a complex mixture, can be separated by the process known as fractional distillation, where we pay respect to the boiling point. So this simpler mixtures are separated from the complex mixtures by boiling. Differential rate in the boiling point. Cracking. What do you understand by cracking? This is the process by which larger molecules are broken down into smaller molecules by the application of heat or catalysts. That means application of heat and catalyst can be involved. Application of heat can be involved, or catalyst alone can be involved. Reforming. What is reforming? This is the alteration of the structure of a molecule from straight chain hydrocarbon to branch chain hydrocarbons to improve the quality of the molecule. And that can be noticed in normal heptane. Normal heptane and 2,2,4-trimethylpentane. These two molecules are isomers. Where this is the normal heptane, this is 2,2,4-trimethylpentane. So this one has been succeeded in converting this to this by the process known as reforming, and this is of more quality than this because this one is prone to knocking because of the fact that it is a straight chain. So the more the branch of the compound, the better the quality of the compound. Petrochemicals is the biggest and the cheapest source of hydrocarbons derived from petroleum. Examples are detergents, fertilizers, pesticides, etc.